Well, hello there. This is Virtuoso the Chess Noob, learning and having fun with chess. Welcome to another episode of Quick Wins. And today I've got a game from one of my subscribers, long-term subscribers, Gloin1994, who demonstrates a really cool tactic in a critical position in the Vienna game, especially the Berlin-Vienna Hybrid. Let's go take a look. So, white pieces, of course, and the game starts with Vienna, e4, e5, knight c3. Black plays a Max Lange Defence, symmetrical knight. Now, historically, I played what my subscriber played, which is bishop to c4. Very, very good move. Immediately sort of looking at f7. Now, I don't tend to play this so much anymore, and rather than the bishop move, I tend to now play the Max Lange Vienna Gambit. And the problem is, in this move, potentially black can play a two knights approach. And here, super solid for black, and often the lines move down into a fairly closed positional game, which I don't tend to enjoy in the Vienna. Because here, white's best move is probably to potentially play, well, their most accurate move is plays knight to f3, and effectively you're in some sort of four knights Italian. However, you don't want to play that with the Vienna, so often this leads to d3, f4, and then knight behind the pawn. And that's basically what happens. This was a 5-minute plus 5-second increment game of blitz. Clearly, both my subscriber and black knew what they were doing. So the d3, bishop symmetrical now to c5, f4 as I mentioned, d6, and now knight behind the pawn, knight f3. Here, black is completely good. And potentially, this is why I don't really like this position. Positional, closed, but not uncommonly, black will now try to get a little bit aggressive. And this is where white potentially has an advantage if they try that. Sometimes they'll play bishop to g4, trying to pin. That's a mistake. Immediately threaten that bishop. Now, if they take, we get to develop our queen. Very nice. Often they'll try to pull back, attack again here, and that bishop is trapped, and basically white wins a full piece. Very, very nice diagonal as well. Very, very winning. In this game, black did something that was a little bit less common, but still quite common, which is to thrust their knight forward in a knight attack, knight to g4, and this knight now has, two attackers on white's weak f2 square. So ostensibly, this looks like a powerful move. And it is actually quite a good move if white does not play the correct response. Because here, it looks like there's no way that white can get two defenders of the f2 square other than maybe trading their rook. But if you play rook to f1, which is an okay move, you lose the right to castle. So it ends up looking a little bit ugly on the king side. So, what is the best move? Now, the move to know here, and the thing to note, is that this is a very symmetrical position. So, knight to g5 is what we want to play. It looks very, very symmetrical, with one difference. White got to move first. And because white got to move first, it means there's one bit of asymmetry, which is the f pawn has moved to f4. And that makes all the difference. We now have two attackers on the weak f7 square, except there's a target. The f7 pawn is there. There is no target here, so there's no material loss. But more than that, after that move, notice that both knights are stared at, are attacked by the respective queen of the other color. But our knight, the white knight, is defended by the f-pawn, while black's knight is hanging. Now, here, if they decide to push forward, ostensibly not winning a piece, but having, looks like there's a fork of the rook and queen, this is a serious mistake. Look at that. And it's a mistake because we now have queen h5, 3 attackers, overwhelming level of attack on black's weak f pawn. There's an attack here, so they can't even short castle out of the way because that would be straight up a mating attack. This is not good for black. So in this position, in fact, the best move for black is either this move, so this move, or potentially they have to make that ugly rook move to defend, f7, or potentially double down and give an immediate check, forcing us to move the king. However, in every one of these three lines, these are all three potentially okay moves for black. White has a counterattack, either winning material or winning a big attack on black's king. So this is not good for black. This is not a good maneuver for black's knight. And here we've got that double attack, really powerful. And even though it doesn't look like it's that much better, it's quite strong. Here, black attempted to defend with their bishop. It's a blunder. They straight up lose a piece because after captures, it's still hanging, captures, black realizes they've lost. Good game. GG.